Welcome back, folks, to the VIA Pinstriping page. If you are new to this channel, please consider subscribing. And if you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much for watching. So today we're going to do another quick 15-minute design video. This is my first time picking up the brush for today, and I'm just going to wing it, try to do a design within 15 minutes. I'm going to be using the Excalibur pinstriping brush, Mr. J's Excalibur. I believe it is the size 00. At this point, it no longer says the information on the brush because it is one of my very first brushes that I bought. So here I have a timer, and we'll get started. I'm paleting my brush, and let's see here. Like I said in my previous video, swords are not my forte. I normally do stuff with a scroller brush, but I'm trying to challenge myself a little bit more these days and get used to using a sword a little bit more. The idea, I believe, behind this brush is I think it is to have shorter hairs so you can make more maneuvers with it. It's kind of the idea of the already trimmed brush. Now, hopefully I don't have my head in the shot. I really won't know until the video is done. And if I do have my head in the shot, I'll rename it to the back of my head video for 15 minutes. All right. Now this is a little bit wider here than I anticipated on that side. So I'm just going to do another one to sort of offset my imbalance. The grid that I made on here was deliberately bright so you can sort of see what I'm doing. Normally you want the grid to be barely visible. Now I'm going to clean up here on the bottom where they meet. A little bit. And we're down to 11 minutes. Now I am actually having an easier time with this brush, I believe, due to its shorter hairs. Plus it's been soaking in oil for like 2 years, so it hasn't been touched in a while. Let's see here. try to extend this out some without sticking my fingers in the design. Now, I'm not sure if I like that, but we're not going to erase anything. We're just going to see what happens. In my mind, I always try to find a cooler way to get from point A to point B. Just something that's a little bit more interesting than just a line that goes out here. But for time's sake, we're just going off of freehand, free motion, free thought. One of the subscribers, buddy Paul, that comments a lot, shout out to Paul. He said it's probably a good idea to do these 15-minute runs because it kind of forces you to make sure you're able to do things on the fly, almost like an exercise. And I originally started doing these just so I can make sure I keep having more content on the videos. The YouTube channel only thrives if it has continuous content. But I'm starting to really enjoy these, and I probably wouldn't be picking up my sword as much if I didn't make these videos. I normally just go for my scrollers, which I love, the Kafka scrollers. My absolute favorite. Thank you, Steve Kafka, for developing such a wonderful brush. The number one, I've purchased probably 5 or 6 of them throughout the years. And at some point, if I can, I want to try to get a lifetime supply. Let's see here. Now, you don't always have to fill up the entire space, but I do have this rectangle shape, so I'm trying to do what I can to kind of keep it flowing and take up a decent amount of that shape. Ah, look at that. I went too far out. Should have been in this square. So let's see if we can fix that somehow. I'm going to pull the line where it should have gone. Right. We got one coming out here. I'm just going to throw another one out that way. It's kind of a lame fix, but it is a fix. If you ever run a line the wrong way, you kind of fake it. See, now I got 2 of them. Let's see if we can connect them in a cool way, like I meant to do that way. Six minutes. Now I don't want to stick my head in the camera, so I'm going to do this from out to in. Normally I would go from in to out so I can get this nice sharp point. So it looks like it starts down here, so down here, goes slightly above the line, like that. Clean up my meeting point, that way it doesn't continue past the section there. And let's keep going. I'm going to do some sort of teardrop inward. 5 minutes. Let's see if I can make this look any better. Let's see. So I think my centerpiece is my best looking bit. I'm not feeling the rest of it. But that is where you can break down your own work later on and see what you like and what you dislike. And hopefully you stop doing the things you dislike and start doing more of what you do like with your design work. Let's see here. So this goes down quite a bit and then it sharpens up. So I'm going to try to mimic that on the other side. So it goes down, kind of like a big hump, and a little bit on the sharp end. Those are things you kind of want to look out for when you're doing symmetrical designs, trying to stick with the same shapes. So you want to consider how it began and how it ended to try to get them similar if possible. So let's bring this up some. Two minutes and 20 seconds. So it's going to go like this. Be careful with your round shapes around this part of the design, because you could end up with stuff that looks like eyes and a face. That is something you always want to kind of be careful with. If you're not going for a face, if you're not trying to make a face, then try to avoid facial looking features, which I might have already accidentally done. Let's pull this way. One minute, 15 seconds. Let's clean this up a little bit. You always want your meeting points to be nice and together. The quality of your work usually is determined by the details that you put in or don't put in. So all them little details people will notice. You really don't want to have lines that don't look well connected. And they say you don't want to have floating lines that lead to nowhere, like this, 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 and this. So let's close those up real fast, and what we'll do is just put a little hump and fill that in. Little hump, fill that in. All right, and we'll do the same thing down here. Just a little hump. Those kind of close them off. It's one way of closing off the line. We got a few seconds. And that's it, folks. I hope you like the design. Turn that off before YouTube gets mad at me. And it's old school. It's quick. I'll tell you, I'll break down what I like and what I don't. I like the center bit. This was difficult for me to pull off because them turns are pretty tight, and you have to spin the brush in your fingers to make these turns. Now with the scroller, I would not have to do that. I just kind of make it happen. I sort of dig this bit here. These, I probably could have done something different with that. Definitely don't like the fix, but what are you gonna do? It's a fix. And I think it still looks like pinstriping, which is the goal. I think I probably could have done something with these a little bit differently. The shape is, I think it loses its shape with these, but that's just me critiquing my own work. The center bit is probably my favorite, you know. And always, if you want to extend the design further down or further up, always remember you can always do a little quick teardrop, and that helps to bring it out more. You know, if I want to elongate it, I could put a really long teardrop, and it kind of becomes this longer thing that has a nice base to it. You know, you could bring stuff out however you want. But thanks for watching. Let me know what you think in the comments section. This is one-shot, leaded one-shot paint. I just happen to have a whole can of it. To be honest, can't tell a difference. Everybody says it flows better. Could not tell a difference when I started painting with it, but it could be due to my lack of inexperience. So thank you all so much for watching. Have a great day.